Hi everyone, I'm Shawna and welcome in to the second Project Pan update of the year. February went by so fast for me because there was so much going on and I felt like I blinked and it was over. I'm very excited to bring you this update. I love Project Pan. So before we start, I would love it if you would subscribe if you like Project Panning content, no-buy content, conscious consumer content. I just put up a video revisiting Marie Kondo and her critics, or the criticisms of her and her method. Talk actually a lot about spark joy. And if you like that kind of content, I think you should check out that video. It'll be linked in the cards. So let's get into it. And I think the big question here is, did I finish the lip liner and the foundation? The lip liner, did I do it, guys? Let me know in the comments what you think before seeing this video. So let's jump on in. All right, starting off with the Pure Primer. It's making those gross noises. Like we're right at the bottom. And I was actually about to call it done before I came on here and I'm like, yep. And I was going for, like reaching for and trying to decide what I wanted to roll in next. Well, I knew what I wanted to roll in. I was just making sure. And there's probably like a single use in here just from like the outer packaging. It seems to be about one use. We'll say two just to be on the safe side. However, my goal is to cut open just about everything that I can. And so far I've done a really great job of that. Cut open a sunscreen and a shampoo, and that applies to makeup as well. So, I'm not going to call this done and I'm going to cut it open. Those sounds, man. So I am going to cut it open and we'll see how much is left after that. There's always way more than I anticipate whenever I cut it open. So maybe the 2 plus another 4 or 5, which might kind of bring me close to the end of the month. We'll see. So it survives another day. Next up is, we'll do the foundation mini next, and I have the NARS Soft Matte Foundation, and I actually used up quite a bit. There's probably 1 to 2 uses left in this product, and I used this a couple of times this month, I think twice, once mixed in, and today I'm wearing it alone. The color is actually wild on me. I tried to match it. It's looking fairly decent on camera, but the color in real life is very peachy, very pink, and I am not that. So it looks a little weird alone. So the next couple of uses, I'm going to mix it in with whatever foundation I have. So I do think there's two uses left. I don't know if I'm going to cut this open because it's so small, but this also lives to see another day. By the way, since I have more experience with this, I love this foundation. I would totally consider buying the full size just in a better color. All right, moment of truth, the Quo foundation. This also lives to see another day. There's actually a lot more in here than I thought. Even like with the product that I can hear in here, I think there's at least a month's worth of use. Might be even more. I don't think I'll be able to cut this guy open, just like the nature of the bottle type. But what I can say is just given kind of how the month went, I moved mid-month, and just like before and after, there was just a lot of packing and cleaning and just a lot of, I don't know, messy days. And so I think I wore makeup 8 times this month. And all of them were basically for special events, like my partner's birthday and his dad's birthday, like our anniversary, that's 4. And then to film twice, which would be like 6. There could be a day or 2 in there that I'm forgetting, which is entirely possible. So I really think it's about 8 times, which is not enough to finish this. And I think it's going to go for another 8 to 10 uses, potentially more. This is the foundation that is not dying. I will be thrilled the day that this leaves. I'm ready for it to be out. It's hung around here for just a wild amount of time. Like I've had this for years. I don't know if next month will be possible. Okay, a very quick update. I did not use this product this month, particularly because the 30-day minimalist makeup challenge went until about mid-month, and then I didn't wear much makeup after that, and quite frankly, I forgot about it. It fell into the bottom of my makeup bag, and it kind of is what it is. I haven't used it all that much in the last 2 months, but hopefully I can pick this up for March. This is going to be the goal. Now that I have rearranged my makeup bag, picked my products, hopefully I can use this just a little bit more. All right, so on to the first rollout, which won't be a surprise. I did finish my NARS concealer pretty early in the month. I did my very best to scrape out all of the product that I could. I did it till there was nothing left to scrape out. So she is finished. And I have rolled in my Quo concealer. I've used this about 5 times. I didn't do tallies this month. That piece of paper was a crazy month, guys. So we'll be back on the tallies for March. This is like a squeezy tube. I think you can see that like it's already kind of squeezed in a little bit. I actually think it's possible to finish it this year, probably within maybe 6 to 8 months. This was basically brand new when I did roll it in. I had used it a couple of times before. There's far less product in here than I thought, and this one is much more malleable because it's like a squeezy tube. So the air, like you're able to play with it a little bit to get some of the air out. There is not a ton of product in here, although like it still is new. So I don't want to say I'm going to finish it in 2 months. I think it's still going to take somewhere between 6 and 8. I would love to finish it this year. I guess what I'm trying to say is that every time I've used it, or I guess in like the 4 or 5 times I've used it, I've noticed a difference in the product. Maybe this was just getting out air that's already in there, but just like what I've been able to see with how I've used it, I'm hoping it'll take a little less time than I expected. Okay, so on to more of the face products. The NARS bronzer. I don't know if you can really tell. I did use this every time I used bronzer this month, about 8 times. No real visible progress happening here. So just a bit of a boring update. Let's now go on to the Hourglass palette. I think there's some exciting updates in here. I have finally, I've hit visible pan in the highlight. Very proud of that, and it's just expanding every time I use it because I've really created a huge flattened portion right here. So for next month, I'm hoping to expand the dip to about here. I don't think the full way, but creating just like a bigger dip in the center. I have found it really hard to use these products, so they're not finished. Like I was digging my brush into this one over here. I was just digging it, and it's not really doing much because there's not a lot out there. It's no longer a priority. Like if I want to use it here and there, like it will finish with the rest of the products, but it's just hard to use. And even this one, because of how the product is distributed, it's in both corners, so it's also awkward. I'll use it when I remember it, but it's not a priority. The blushes, I don't think there's a huge visible difference between last month. They're still fairly domed, but we all knew when I embarked on finishing 2 blushes, that's a lot, and they're baked. This one, I don't even know if I can finish the blushes this year, but here's to trying. I'm quite pleased with the highlight though. Like I'm very impressed. So let's talk about, we'll do the eyeliner quick and then the lip products. So for the eyeliner, oh no. This one again, this one is a hard to see product. I have rolled it up once. I used it a couple of times this month. Nothing really exciting to use there. So far, I've rolled it up like once each update. As for the lip products, for the Quo lip oil, the progress is a little bit more than the month before. I'm really trying my best to use this guy. I am pleasantly surprised with how much I've used this, especially compared to the last month. And again, at this rate, I'm thinking an additional 3 months, unless something miraculous happens. Like, I would love to get this out in a month, but I'm not thinking so with this use rate. But now, like, we're at about the halfway point, so that's nice to see. The moment of truth, the lip liner. I'm afraid to say that she lives to see another day. For the sole fact, I used this 2 times this month. I forgot about this. Like, I packed up my makeup. I forgot about it. And I didn't even know where it was. I was like, there's no way it's in my makeup bag, because I vividly, like, at least I thought I remembered packing it. Anyways, there's just a tiny dip from last month. This has to, like, the only reason I was using this before is because it was on my desk, and since pulling it out for this video, it's going back on the desk so I can remember to use it. An exciting update though, I have finished my Bite lipstick. We're completely done, and if you look on the inside, I have been digging up product. I've been doing my best to dig out the product, and I do know that there's so much more product in the bullet. The only way I've been able to get in here is with like a lip brush. And I've been thinking about it, especially, you know, with trying to get through the majority of my products and really get my uses worth, you know, cutting things open, scraping things out. I was like, you have to empty this, Shawna. You have to put this somewhere. I cannot find a container to save my life. Like, I'm not going to use a small food container. It's way too small for that. And I only have one that could be this size, which I use. I don't know where else to put it. I have looked everywhere for a container, and I'm just going to move on. Like, I'm just not going to sweat about this. I'm doing my best basically everywhere else, and maybe, you know, to compensate, I'll cut open that foundation mini, but I'm done with this. This is very old, older than I should care to admit. Also saying that it's Bite, like, I'm talking 4 years old, if not older. It is time to go. So I'm just going to get rid of it. I'm not going to cry about it or, you know, beat myself up because I'm not going to get every little ounce worth of product in there. Just going to move on. And in its place, I am going to use the Becca lipstick in Sugar. I had a lot of options for this product, you know, for a bullet lipstick. There we go. I had a lot of options for lipsticks, and I ultimately wanted to pick something that I love, that I enjoy using, and that will be a pleasure to use. So I'm going with the Becca. I do really like this, and I think the formula is very moisturizing. And because I have used this previously, like, it's not my most used lipstick, but it's up there. And so because there's already use on it, I'm hoping that I can finish it by the end of the year. That would be fabulous. It takes me a long time to use lipsticks, so we will have to see how long this will take. It took me almost a year to finish Sugar Cane. Like, this one was in my 2020 project pan, and I didn't finish it that year. So I'm hoping, you know, by putting this at my desk as well and reapplying, I'll be able to get there in the year, and I'm rolling it in fairly early, like there's 10 months of the year left. So I'm crossing my fingers that I'll be able to finish this. The last beauty product is the nail polish. I used this 2 times this month, and there really isn't any progress. Total, I've used it about 6 times. It's hanging in roughly about the same place. And there was actually a really good discussion on the last project, or the last project pan update about this product. Like, the reason why I bring that up is because that discussion was very interesting to me, and it sounded like I way overestimated how long it would take to finish this product. So right now we're on 6. We haven't moved yet. So hopefully we can see a little bit more progress next month. I'm actually hoping for 4 uses per month to be the goal, because that would mean using this about once a week, which is fairly good for it being in a project pan, and also for the kind of product that it is, and hopefully will allow me to use other colors as well. So onto the non-makeup products. I have some great uses in these guys. So first up is the Hyaluronic Acid Serum, and just look at the progress here. I'm really proud of that. There was like a huge jump, especially compared to the last one. I've been wearing it most days, not every day, but most days. So I'm very proud of that, and hopefully we can keep this going into the future. As for the deodorant, I didn't use it all that much this month. Again, I don't know how well we'll be able to tell with the progress photos on this guy. The more I use it, the more I dislike it. I put it on yesterday after I showered and I went to bed, and I got really hot last night, and it's the kind of product, like, I am very familiar with natural deodorants, and they don't, cover as well, or I guess, and they're not antiperspirant is what I'm trying to say, so they don't stop the sweat. But what I have noticed is this, compared to a lot of my favorites, I just feel sweatier with this. Like, I actually felt like wet, and I don't usually have that feeling in winter, even if I'm hot. And also, just kind of given the month that I've had and like a lot of physical activity, it's just, I haven't worn it that much. I'm thinking 8 times maybe, when I used it like almost double that last month. So hopefully, I'm really hoping to continue this use, because I'm a little worried about this come summer that I won't wear it that much. This one really made me feel sticky in the warmer months, at least as far as I can remember. And I guess what's also limiting the use is that if I have to go to the gym, I will not wear this, because then like I actually feel like I smell, and like I feel like I smell and like I'm sticky and sweaty, and it's just not a good feeling. Moving on. The next up is the Living Proof Heat Protectant. I'm a little surprised that the difference is so small. I felt like I used this a regular amount, but turns out maybe not so much. I'm thinking like I wash my hair less, which could be the case. Like the past 2 weeks, I've gone about 5 days without washing my hair, which is very irregular for me, so that could have something to do with it. Yeah, I'm hoping for a better update next month, but we still got some progress here. Last thing is the product I introduced last month, which is the Hydrobiotic Sleeping Mask. And I think there's great progress here. It's, I think, finishable in just a couple of months. I'm hoping to finish this in 3 months. That's going to be the goal. Hopefully, if I leave this out on my counter to use, then I'll use it. My problem with a product like this is that if I do my night skincare, like my nighttime moisturizer isn't always enough, so I will need a product like this. But even then, I just don't always remember to reach for it, even though I'm feeling like, oh, my skin's a little dry. I don't always remember. So hopefully if I put it out, then I'll be able to remember to do it for, the majority of the time. So that's everything. Next month, I am absolutely determined to finish 3 products. The primer, the lip liner, and then this foundation mini. I would love to roll all of those out. I think they are very achievable goals. Who the heck knows about this? This one is just like a mystery. I'm hoping this one, but this is a big, we'll see. I'm also hoping to expand the pan for the Hourglass palette. And actually, just back to the fragrances. I lost the last perfume mini that I was using. It was a Marc Jacobs scent, which is kind of devastating because I love the way that smells. I have no idea where it is. I've searched high and low. I'm sure it'll come up eventually, but I don't want to waste my time waiting around for it. And I have looked everywhere that I can think of, in my travel bag and all these pouches. Like, I've tried everything. I can't find it. If it turns up again, I'll roll it back in. Until that time, I'm going to roll in a new perfume mini. This is the Idol scent from Lancome. This is one that I actually really like. I have a few in like my little perfume minis that I'm not excited to use, like Black Opium. To me, that and the Viva La Juicy scent are just not appealing to me. So I will have to get to those eventually, and I have used them, so it's not like I can give them to people. Yeah, I'll get through it. This one I do like, so hopefully I can finish this for next month. That's the update. That's everything. I'm very happy to have 2 rollouts, especially the lipstick. I'm very proud of the lipstick. That is like the hardest category for me to finish, that and blush. So very happy to have this guy rolled out. Thank you so much for watching and being here today. I hope to see you again around here soon. Bye.